What is something you did that increased your quality of life so much that you wished you would have done it much sooner because it changed your life forever? I started drinking at a young age mostly because I was shy and introverted, and it helped me come out of my shell. It was a way to be able to talk to people. It became a crutch. I've had some great times, but since I've stopped drinking at the late age of 64, I'm beginning to feel so much better and wonder how different and more fulfilling my life could have been if I had just tackled my insecurities when I was younger rather than turning to alcohol. Edit. Wow. Thank you for all your thoughtful and heartfelt responses, and for the gold and platinum and silver. I am humbled. This should go without saying, but getting sober, everything is so much better. Everything 20 years went by. I've finally started life. 3 years in June. Edit. Shiny stuff. Thanks. Taking fiber supplements. I now shit like clockwork. Twice a day. And even after a night of drinking, I have never had more than a 3 wipe to clean. I'll never go back to not taking them. The quality of my shits has just been absolutely magical. I wish I knew of this sooner. Try it for a month. You'll never want to stop. No more peanut butter in a shag carpet. No more mud streaks. No more wiping yourself raw. It's life changing. Stopped assuming that people's thoughts about me were at all similar to that extremely critical voice in my head. It's still somewhat of a struggle to stay positive, but overall, being yourself and staying present when with others really reduces anxiety. Peaceful would be a good word to describe it. Edit. Thank you, community. Try it. I don't eat anything after 9 PM. You won't believe how much it improved my sleep. If someone asks me to do something and it will take me 5 minutes or less to do it, I'll do it immediately. It doesn't sound like a lot, but I never realized how much stuff I put off until later and then promptly forgot about. Also, once you've done one 5-minute task, it's easier to just go and do the next. I became much more productive and saved myself a lot of time and effort at the same time. Drinking water. Edit. I'd like to thank the dude who gave me my first silver. Stay hydrated, folks. Oh, and gold as well. Honestly, shaving my head. As someone who started losing hair at age 20, had the old monk bald spot by 23, and horse show by 25, it took me until 29 to say fuck it, I'm shaving. I have a lot more confidence and have gotten compliments BC of it. Edit. Thanks for the silver. This really blew up. I'll try to respond to any questions as I have time. Thanks everyone. Edit 2. OMG, thanks for the gold. Well, us pays off again. Lol. Edit 3. Holy cow, thanks for the plats. I never knew so many people had the same issues. Kooball Club is here, guys. Cutting out soda. Moving from a remote rural shithole to a tourist trap with a busy coffee shop within walking distance. So many people to watch and talk to. Being social is important, even if you're just chilling in the corner wearing headphones and doing work on your computer. Wearing leggings and spandex underwear. Fleece-lined leggings are hands down the comfiest article of clothing I own. I wish I'd known about them decades ago. Being choosy about who I go out with. When I was a kid, and in my 20s, I was desperate, which landed me in several extremely shitty relationships. Cutting out toxic people. Life is too short for other people to bring your quality of life down. Applying for a job I didn't think I was qualified for. It doubled my salary and let me move to a place I'd only ever dreamed of living in. Cut out all the toxic people in my life. I gave up on finding a wife girlfriend and just started doing my own thing. Go to eat alone. Go on vacation alone. Go to the movies alone, and honestly I have never been happier. As a kid I read books all the time. Then I quit for some reason. Got married, had kids, started a business. Never any time for reading. Last year, at 45, I started reading books again. What a fool I was to ever stop. Not giving a fuck. Like literally not giving a single shit. I've been trying to spin my existential crisis in a positive manner. We are microspecks on a speck of rock floating through infinity. And one day we will die and it'll be over. So who gives a fuck about asking the girl out and being rejected? Who gives a fuck about looking like a fool while dancing? None of this shit matters, so do what makes you happy, cause literally nothing will matter afterwards. Deleting Facebook. Did it years ago. Should have done it years before that. I know it sounds so mainstream, but I tried Marie Kondo's organizing and decluttering method, and honestly, it was life changing. Living in a small space, I always thought that I was running out of space. But when I tried Marie Kondoing my stuff, I was astounded to find out how much I owned. When I cleared out my clothes, I had 5 trash bags full of them. Just clothes alone. After I tidied up my stuff, it was pretty liberating to know exactly what I owned and where stuff is. It's sometimes hard to fold clothes the way she does every time, but it does force me to be more mindful and just really do it so my cabinet won't get messy. Plus I can let go of books easily now and let other people experience them, as opposed to hoarding them. Overall, I love it. Get a good cutting kitchen knife. It's amazing. Learning to always keep my keys in the same place. Keeping a guitar pick in my pocket so that I can scratch my testicles in public discreetly. Quit a job I absolutely hated. Where I was before, workplace culture was come in early, work through breaks and lunch, work late, benefits were met and vacation time was capped at 3 weeks. No pension pay was okay though. Now, it's a 7-hour workday, pension, decent benefits, 5 weeks vacation and zero stress job. It's been 10 years. I still don't make as much, but the work-life balance blows that out of the water. Not to mention I won't be working until I am 60. Working out and eating right. Admitting that I needed a therapist. As a teenager with strict parents, if I was caught saying anything against them, I was automatically grounded. So I couldn't let out my emotions and I felt like a double agent in my own house. With a therapist, I could work through my problems without the risk of being in trouble. Edit. I know it's cliche and annoying, but thank you to everyone who upvoted this and the people that gave me a gold and a silver. I wish you all the best in your journeys to good mental health. Regulating my alcohol intake. Paying attention in general to how my body reacts to what I introduce it to. Getting a job I didn't hate. I'm so much happier now even though I am making 1/2 as much. Not being afraid to admit when I'm wrong. For years, I was obsessed with being correct about everything. This semester, one of my professors said that it's okay if we are not experts in the material yet. From then on, I've actually been better at admitting when I do not know an answer or saying the wrong answer in class without cringing, hating myself. Stop chasing normal. I've dealt with the deleterious effects of birth defects all my life. That's how they work, and was consequently jealous and envious of the seeming normalcy of others. As I started to grow older, I slowly became obsessed with perfection, and for a time, that did seem to push me forward to being a better version of myself, or so I thought. By the time I reached my late 20s, I was getting burned out. I fallen and failed in multiple arenas, but I hadn't learned from any of those failures, as my mindset was that they were just that, failures, not learning experiences. So as they began to increase, my self-image began to fall hard. So it was that I was on a date with a girl that I'd eventually become engaged to. We didn't make it to marriage. It's complicated, but TLDR, she passed away a few years back, and we did something that I've rarely seen happen on dates. We just unloaded all our baggage on one another. It was so freeing, and it led to this wonderful conversation wherein I admitted to chasing this specter of normalcy that I perceived as perfection. Thankfully, she set me straight. She opened my eyes to the fact that we all have something wrong with us, whether it is obviously perceptible by the masses or not. She told me, Normal is an ever-moving goalpost. It's a fallacy. Since that day, I have stopped, or at least, made a concerted effort to stop, trying to compare myself to others, and just be the best version of me that I can be. The relationship that unfolded with this girl was fraught with twists and turns. Like I said, complicated. But I always carry her lesson with me, and I can carry more, because she helped me unload all that previous baggage. Doing my research on nutrition and making myself a decent breakfast. 6 years ago I decided to never be late to anything ever again. My whole life up until that point I was always late to everything. School, birthdays, etc. Anyway, making sure I'm on time saves me a lot of trouble and a lot of stress and anxiety. Also, everyone I know who has noticed it really appreciates it. Being on time for plans shows that you care about people and that they are important to you. Edit. Thank you for the silver. Never had anyone give me that before. To just chill out 90% of the time. I mess things up not because they were difficult or impossible, but because of my own anxiety and perfectionism that led to procrastination. Honestly, just chill the F out. You're a small stardust skeleton in a huge universe. Stop being dramatic. Edit. The golds and silvers made my day, and it's the first time I've gotten them. Thank you. Eating veggies. My mum rarely fed us veggies, and we had constant digestive issues. As soon as I moved out on my own I started eating veggies and have rarely had an upset stomach since. It was literally daily agony eating nothing but meat and carbs. Trying to be friends with everyone to the point you have no true friends with anyone. Took me a long time because I love to help people, but the people who use you abuse you, and the people who don't need you don't ever care to see you. It's still hard right now though. I don't have any close friends, but I somehow feel more comfortable than before. I still want to do something to help, but I decided I'm going to start recycling, go on walks to pick up trash, and concentrate more on myself for once. If I'm ever meant to have a best friend they will find me, I guess. Sometimes it's hard not having someone to speak to, but I'll get over it eventually. Edit. Thank you everyone for your beautiful comments, messages, silvers, and gold. I am shocked by how many people are commenting and messaging, and I promise that I will read every one of them. I am at home crying because of all the beautiful things being said, and for once, I feel like I'm doing some good. I hope everyone finds what or who they need to have better days. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Edit number 2. I'm trying hard to keep up with everyone, but it's hard. Please don't take it personally if I don't respond. I will try more in the morning because it's bedtime now. Thank you all very much for the nice words. Thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe.